I'm Kat from No Axcess, and this is...
I thought it was best if I just shut up and don't say nothing because I get in less trouble when I'm quiet. But I'm Randall, y'all. Welcome back yet again. Me and Kat just here talking about relationships from the perspective of a mature couple in these streets.
That's right. So
baby,
today...
Hold on, Cletus. Can you know I always have to give you some sugar.
Thank you, honey.
And then you tell me that I have to wipe my lips off because I'll be having it on my face.
But you like to wear it around all night anyway, so don't get new on me now.
That way they stay up off of me and I don't have no problems because I'm tired of being in trouble.
Right.
And it seems to me that one of the things we seem to be talking about today, Catherine, is something that I have been falsely accused of.
Well, yes, today we're going to talk about straying eyes. What I mean about that is, does your man check out other women when he's with you? Because some of the ladies out there are having that problem, and that's who I'm talking to today.
Okay, so what's your question?
Well, it's not really a question. I want to set up a scenario like you're in a relationship and you coming correct and you are confident that you're the complete package, and for some reason your man keeps looking at other women, and oftentimes, maybe even more oftentimes,
what's wrong with your eyes? They seem to be fluttered a little bit.
The women that he's looking at don't even equate, because I'm talking to the women and their men.
Right. That does not mean we talking about Randall, y'all.
Right.
Okay.
But to my point, oftentimes the woman that he could be looking at is less than what you consider yourself to be, or doesn't add up to who you are. So it baffles me because the eyes are all over the place and he looking at everybody, but it's like you got everything covered here, like literally everything covered. So where does the straying eyes come from?
Okay, may I step in here?
In 1 second. First, I want to add that I just want to make sure I set this up correctly. Like, I want to reiterate.
Yeah,
the woman is coming correct. She doing a thing. You are taken care of in every single category that we know of that a man needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
Like, this woman is putting forth effort.
Okay, I get that.
She is truly the complete package.
Yes, absolutely.
And yet, she goes out and her man goes and looks at other women, and again, most of them usually don't even add up to her. So, where does that come from? What's happening here? Like, let us know from a male's point of view.
Is it my turn?
Yes, go.
Okay, I'm gonna let you know from a male hairdresser's point of view, because you asked where is it coming from.
What do you mean hairdresser? That has nothing to do with it.
Okay,
we want a male point of view.
This is part of the problem that I have, America.
I mean, I don't want the point of view from a chef. I don't want a dancer's point of view. I don't want an executive's point of view. I want a male point of view. So that we can speak very generally across the table. We got to be able to speak to our audience. Everyone's not dating a hairdresser, but a lot of them are dating men. Or women, and maybe they women won't stop looking around.
I'll wait.
Okay, go.
You told me go before, and then you chimed back in. You sure you done?
I'm done.
Now, I'm sorry, but last time I checked, I am still a man. So you asked for an opinion from a male's perspective, and then you said you wanted to know, you're wondering where this comes from, where this stems from. And so all I can do is give you a scenario, like you said, from a hairdresser's, because I'm a hairdresser. You have to, why won't you give me that? You have to understand that.
Because that is not prevalent here.
But you're asking
Hairdresser?
Okay, then you should be asking someone else who has
Well, I'm
another.
not asking you about a blowout. I'm asking you why men look at other women.
But I'm trying to set
No,
this
let's get
up.
to the point.
But
Why do men look at other women?
You
Come on.
won't let me in, Cletus. Okay?
All right.
Now, from my perspective, being a male hairdresser, okay? I don't know if she'll like that, but it's factual. You have to give me that. It's factual.
Yes, dear.
I come from age 24, starting my career in fashion shows. So fashion shows, hair salons, beauty, all go together. So me as a man, always looking at looks, looking at how do I change looks. This is what looks good on this woman. If I put this woman in this style, will that look good on her? So for me, my eyes are trained differently. So I may be looking or gazing at someone because for 35 plus years, it's a learned behavior for me. It's just visually looking, but not looking with any sort of malice, lust, thirst, or anything. Just looking like, oh man, she's got a lot of violet in her skin, but her hair is way orangey, and why would she wear that with that? And so for me, doing these deductions, it's taking a little too long for me to do what I'm doing unconsciously. It's happening unconsciously. You have to give me that part. And so in this unconscious act that I mean no harm, it could be construed by you, my woman, that I'm sitting here looking at or gazing at someone who you already established is substandard because you already the total package. You already know that. I know that. So let me finish my thought. So I know I have the total package, but I get in trouble sometimes, America, that my eyes are fixated on something, and it is perceived by you that I'm peeping. That's the word you like to use. You think I be peeping somebody when in all actuality, I'm doing the total opposite, but it looks bad. And so I had to give you that it does not make you feel good. And I can see how it may make you feel insecure or something like that.
Yes, we're getting to that. Okay, so
shut me down. Be quiet.
I just want to say
see
that
what I get?
First of all, there a lot of women I'm sure will relate to this. We don't expect our men to be blind because you got with us. If a beautiful woman walks in to the venue that I'm sitting at and you happen to notice her, I don't mind that, because trust me,
here we go.
if a 6'3" dark-skinned brother walk in, I know he in the room. Period. I know he's there. He know I'm there. I'm not going to disrespect you, though. And so there's a difference of there's a difference of seeing versus peeping. And I do use peeping because you're looking too long.
Okay, let me ask you
It's embarrassing and it's disrespectful when you got me standing next to you and you don't just turn around and look and see the woman. You gonna follow the woman. You gonna keep looking back at the one. And I just want to throw out, you brought this to yourself because I started this off trying to speak very generally.
It's always about
since
us.
we gonna touch on us,
we're horrible at that. Okay, we know we talking about us no matter how we try to dress it.
Really bad at that.
But if we're having a conversation, you think I may say something, please,
you
ma'am?
just talked for like 10 minutes straight.
Oh, I can't wait until they pull the clicker out and see who been running their mouth the most.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have the floor, but I want you to understand the difference between seeing a woman. Like, you have the right to see a beautiful woman. I don't expect you to be blind, but you have to learn. Maybe this is something you're trying to say. You've been peeping for 35 years and none of your exes have ever said anything.
Wow.
Okay, well, you with Kat now, so guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to learn how to not peep women if you want to be with Kat, because I don't play that, and it makes me uncomfortable. You have the floor.
Okay, so, and I understand that, sweetheart, and as a result of this, I understand that this is a character flaw that I have and that I must address. I totally understand.
Well
that.
said.
All that I ever ask is that for 1 minute you step out of your world, look at it through my eyes and from my perspective, and see if, you know what, maybe after doing something every day, 6 days a week, 14 hours a day, maybe after doing something so long, so repetitive all the time, maybe he really is not doing it on purpose. Maybe it is just something that he's just used to doing, but because he has somebody that it matters to now, he now needs to address that. Do you think that you can step out of your skin and see it from my perspective for 5 seconds and see if you could understand that? And if you can understand that, it helps me to be able to embrace what you're saying, not have any animosity, because I'm already working on it and fixing it. I only look at when we out, y'all, I look at television screens and her. So I don't get no more trouble, and I'm on a good run right now, right?
You are on a good run, sweetheart, but I also don't want to be out, and I don't want you sitting there where you can't be lax and you can't enjoy yourself because you are so uptight that you're trying to purposely focus at a monitor or only focus on me. You should be able to look around the room. And a lot of us like to people watch when we're out and about. And I don't have an issue with that. Again, my issue is your control. You finding control to look amongst the masses like a normal person does, and therefore not pushing past a limit that is set forth if you're in a relationship.
I understand that 100%, and I just want you to understand that when you do something for such a long time, it's a little challenging to correct your steps, be an upstanding citizen in a matter of let's call it 8 months. Let's just call it in 6 months. Let's just call it 6 months for the sake of using the number. You got to give me some time. I'm working on it. It's something that I'm clearly, now made aware of. But you can't have it both ways. You can't tell me you don't like when I do this, but then when I choose to do whatever I need to do to make sure that I don't cross the line with you, my woman, whatever I need to do, let me do it until I get it together. I don't want you to say, well, you don't have to not enjoy yourself. Well, you know what? If me looking at the monitor and looking at you, and we go home, we have a great night, and we have no issues or concerns about Randall peeping anybody, then that's a win for us. Regardless if you feel I'm enjoying myself or not, because right now what's important to me is keeping my relationship tight like glue.
You have to do extras like glue.
Hey, because I'm working at it. You know what I mean? And and this is real effort talking to you. So I understand it. And when I sat back and I'm like, man, question. I'm like, you know what? For me,
Wait.
I'm gonna let it go.
I have another question.
Yes,
or should I say another statement? Okay. So yes, you're saying that this is an occupational hazard for
That's
you,
what it is.
and therefore you're not peeping the woman. You just looking at her up and down.
But I'm looking too long, and that's what I understand.
Here's
now.
my question, though. Even though I know I started the show and I said a lot of the times that you are looking at someone, the women are substandard in my opinion, or at least certainly not on my level. I want to go as far as to say, but it's usually something. Let's say she got on a tight shirt, her stomach is out, her boobs are out, her booty is out. It's usually something that would attract your attention, because a covered up woman doesn't turn your head. Why isn't her hair interesting to you?
But you don't know that.
Or her face interesting to you? She's completely covered up, but she's still a female nonetheless, with hair and all of that. But she ain't turning your head.
But you said something that made total sense. And it's like, yeah, I will be looking at regular women that cannot hold a candle to you. But you have to understand, in my line of work, I deal with the public. I deal with everyone. I don't only deal with beautiful women. So if I look at somebody and she may not be visually acceptable in your eyes, you're sitting here making the assumption that I'm still looking at somebody that's
No, I
below
said you don't look at her.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. You're trying to say that this is an
occupational
occupational hazard, but I'm like, usually the woman that you look
But
at,
that's your opinion,
when I
though,
turn
boo.
around to see what you gazing at, is body parts
What woman
flowing all over the place.
What woman is gonna sit here and say, you know what, yeah, you looking at her, I see you looking at her, you know what, yeah, she cute. No, you're not. It's like what you doing this?
No, I would totally, if you weren't peeping her, if you just see a woman and I see her, I would definitely be like, she is killing it. I love to give women props. If she wearing the right shoes, her makeup, her face is beat, her hair, whatever it is, her body is tight, I love to be able to give props and be like, yes, girl, get it. So I am definitely a candidate to be with you. Like, damn, did you see her? Like, that would be me.
It has never happened one time.
That's
though.
because you
time.
so busy peeping her so hard that I can't give up the props because I'm uncomfortable and I'm not gonna make you look at her even more than you already are by calling her out. But if you didn't make me feel uncomfortable and I was more secure in that situation, that's something we could talk about together. I would be nudging you. Do you see this girl's butt?
Okay.
It's awesome. But I don't have the luxury of doing that because the last thing I'm going to do is point out somebody's butt.
About 4 or 5 minutes of sound bites. Okay, I didn't mean to stop you. I'm just talking to the camera because I can't really get nothing in with you.
Okay. Question for you.
Okay, but let me expound upon that one.
Yes.
It's like, man, Kat, now you made me forget my thoughts. You're talking so long. Okay, this is your episode. I got it.
We were talking about you looking at women that are covered up or not looking at women that are covered up. Like, why?
I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. You know, sometimes you know you can't win. What we supposed to do? I'm sorry.
No, you're not supposed to just say you're sorry.
And
that is not what he is supposed to do.
I'm working on being a better boyfriend. You know, that's all I want to do. What else you got? I mean, are we still talking about this?
Yes. Okay. So let's flip it because it might be some guys out there watching and they're women look at other men. And I would just like to know, I mean, obviously you've never experienced that because I would never put you in that predicament or disrespect you like that. But
y'all are way better at it than we are, and I would never know. Y'all slicker, we dumb, we don't do nothing better than y'all. So don't say that part because I know you got some game. Okay.
Well, no, because when we're talking about straying eyes, we're talking about it being obvious. That's why it's so embarrassing.
I know what I was gonna
say.
If
I did it, you would see it because that's the problem. Okay.
You create these scripts, and so this script in your mind is that he peeping this chick and she ain't got. That's a script that you created in your mind that it's reality to you. It's reality.
It is because it's happening right in front of me.
And so I'm telling you that I recognize it, but I'm telling you that you're reading way more into it than it is. But I understand I'm at fault because I'm the one making you feel uncomfortable. And at the end of the day, if I'm making you feel a certain kind of way, you are entitled to feel how you feel. That's a Hallmark card right there. And I acknowledge that. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, and I'm going to be better.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yes. So now let's flip it
to
the guys experiencing their women looking at other guys.
I wish I would. I'll leave you right there.
You cannot say that.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I don't know what that feels like, but again, Kat,
try to imagine it though. Like
I can't imagine
maybe
that because if you sit here looking at Rick behind me, so much so that I got to turn my head to see what's going on, I'm gonna get on and be like, I'm gonna walk over to Rick. I'm like, Rick, do you know her? Because clearly, okay, I'm not that guy.
Right. So basically, you're saying, right, the fellas can't handle it. Y'all could dish it out, but you can't handle it.
I don't see it happening unless it's a celebrity or some good-looking dude. I don't know. I don't know that life. I don't know what it would feel like to have somebody not have their full attention on me. But then All right, I get. See, and as I talk this out,
Yeah.
that's why I tell
I've never
people,
known what that felt like until now either.
I tell people,
This
you know,
new
like
area.
when we do these things, it's like therapy. Even for you and me, it's like we talk these things out, and we talk them out a second and third and fourth time, and I'm like, you know what, Catherine, I do see how you feel. I do see, and it makes me more aware.
Question.
Yes.
So let's say this scenario is happening and you're making me feel inadequate, and therefore I start seeking out the attention of other men in order to fulfill the void that you created. Would that be considered cheating, or is that kind of understandable considering the situation that you have put us in? Because we need to feel like we're enough. We need to feel valued, and we need to feel special, and that's what we deserve to feel, especially when we are giving everything that we can to our man. But if he is not making us feel that way, is it wrong if the woman starts seeking out that I don't want to say validation, because obviously we don't need we don't need a man to validate us, but I threw out validation because everyone needs companionship and everyone likes attention, and if you are not getting the full attention of your man, then you're at a deficit. So what do? Do you seek out attention from another man in order to fulfill that deficit?
Well, America, seeing that I didn't know that seeking out the attention of another man was part of the options here. If I'm peeping somebody, are you saying to me that if you feel as though I'm peeping someone too long, not giving you the attention that you deserve, is it okay for you to seek out the attention? So now I'm sitting now just keep thinking about what you're saying. I am, because of work hazards, and I'm sitting there looking at somebody. I'm totally looking at somebody, just thinking about business, hair. That's wrong. Okay, I would never do that. Oh, okay. Finish the thought, and then from that,
which is why you keep looking back at that person over and over again. You've already sized her up.
Catherine, you have talked and talked and talked. So now I'm gonna need you to be patient and listen, uninterrupted.
It's a podcast.
No, but you've been owning the whole thing, and every time you do this, I forget what I was about to say, and I get irritated because now I forgot my thought. Because you sit here now, you feel that because I'm looking at her too long, that now you feel that it's okay for you to seek the attention of another man. And I would say, if that's how you feel, so now you're seeking the attention of another man, which means now you either looking at dude long enough. So now I feel the tension, and so now I'm gonna probably like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back, and then I'll be back when I get back. And then if you really are seeking the attention of another man, let's see if you really get it. How about that?
Okay. So
I'm gonna say pineapples.
We're talking about.
That's a safe word. I'm gonna say pineapples because we're going left, and
we're not going left.
Yeah,
it's a discussion.
I didn't know that seeking the attention of another man.
Well, if you make your woman feel inadequate, what is she supposed to do? You now made her feel inadequate, and so. These are just questions.
Tequila,
it's just more questions. I was just asking, like, okay, so then would she be wrong for seeking the attention of her? Okay, here's a scenario. Here's a scenario.
Do it if you want to.
I'm not gonna do that, honey. These are scenarios.
I'm just playing.
So you are, or not you. Okay, a man is, like I said, looking at other women, making her feel insecure.
But is that his problem or is that your problem?
I think it's his problem because he's making her feel that way because he focused on everybody except for her.
But you should be
and
tight
so
in
she
your own right.
feels uncomfortable and insecure. But she is tight in her own right, which is why she knows multiple men in the spot wouldn't treat her that same way had they had the chance to interact with her.
Anybody,
it's just this one person.
Anybody can anybody can be thirsty for you in the moment, because we dudes, we love the thrill of the chase. But then, if they get you and catch you, what are you gonna do?
But we're not talking about getting and catching. We're not talking about that. We're talking about just attention. So we're talking about the thrill of the chase.
Go on to the next one.
No, we're talking about the thrill of the chase and just the initial attention.
Sounds thirsty.
Anyway, all right, so let's wrap this up. Let's give some kind of advice. So, reeling it in, we're talking about straying eyes. I would like you to address the ladies and tell them, give them some kind of advice. If it's their man doing this, what do they do?
Man, that's so tricky. Okay, let's say it's not an occupational hazard. And let's say the dude that you're with is
looking at other women.
He's an executive, and he's out with you.
His position doesn't matter. He's a man, he's looking at other women, and he's disrespecting her. How should they handle it?
If he's disrespecting her to a point to where she's uncomfortable, did you just ask me how she should handle it?
Ay.
Baby, you gotta let me.
Okay, go.
You gotta let me use my own words,
yes,
okay? Unless you want me to use yours.
No.
Okay. She should call his attention to it, and if he doesn't address the problem, and it happens time after time, then she needs to make some decisions.
There it is. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
I'm just gonna shut up and just hope y'all come and listen to another one, because this was yours. But thanks y'all for coming, and we'll see y'all next time.